Twist of Fate. Thursday, the 18th of January. 2024 update on Twist of Fate. Hashtag Thrill Series. Prachi and Ranbir look at each other. Ranbir looks at her Mangalsutra in his hand. Prachi takes her Mangalsutra and gets up to wear it, says Akshay liked its design so bought it. Ranbir asks her to tell the truth. Prachi says you know all the truth. Ranbir helps her wear it. Prachi goes away from here. Ranbir says this is not garden, they will shoot you. The robber tells their boss that the girl is not found. The boss asks him to bring that girl and says she didn't let me take the Mangalsutra and also called the police. He asks his robbers to bring that girl and asks the people to give whatever they have, as police will reach there at any time. Prachi recalls an RFB is shown, she recalls Ranbir buying another Mangalsutra for her. She says she has already a Mangalsutra which he has given her during marriage. Ranbir asks her to wear it alternatively with other Mangalsutra. Prachi says it is beautiful. F-flat ends. She turns to go and sees Ranbir coming there. He says he wants his answers. She says she has no answers. He asks if you love me. Prachi looks at him and says no. She pushes him and asks him not to do the same thing with Mihika or other, which he did with her. And asks her to become of someone else. Divya and Mihika hide in the CCTV room. Mihika says they will come here also. They see manager hiding there and is scared. She says you are manager, and asks why you are hiding here. She asks him to go and save people. Manager says I am doing the same and tells that the jewelry section keys is with them, and tells that until they don't get it, they will not harm anyone. He asks them not to tell anyone. Robber calls Prachi, asking her to stop. Mihika says someone is outside. She says maybe robber. Prachi pushes the robber and runs. She then comes to the CCTV room. Mihika, Divya and the manager get shocked. Prachi says robber has seen me, I will save you all. She asks them to hide and make sure that the robber doesn't see them. The robber knocks on the door. Prachi comes out and says she is coming. She then pushes the clothes stand on him and runs. The robber doesn't see Mihika, Divya and the manager. Prachi runs and hides, under the table. The robber checks the place and says she is not here. Akshay and Abhay come there. The robber aims gun at him. Prachi comes out and asks the robber not to shoot him. She comes in front of them. The robber takes him away from there. The inspector calls the robber, and asks him who is he. The robber says if you find out about me then I will not kill anyone with my hands. The inspector calls him Shera and reminds him what he has done last time. The robber says this time, I have hostages with me. The inspector asks him not to do anything else he will be jailed for 5 years. Shera says he will loot them all. The inspector asks constables to handle media, as he sees them here. Inspector thinks he has to do something and tells constable that Shera is mad. Constable asks if he knows him. Inspector says Shera was my senior in college. Ashik hears the news and gets shocked, thinking they went to the same mall. Divya and Mihika go out being worried for Prachi. The manager thinks it is good that they went and think to lock the door. Just then the robbers come there and pushes the door. Akshay, Prachi, Abhay are brought to the boss. Boss asks if anyone wants anything. The salesgirl says she wants water. The boss says he wanted to say that do anything, but don't eat my brain. He gives 30 minutes to Prachi to give the Mangalsutra with an apology. Akshay tells Prachi that it is good that she didn't give the Mangalsutra and says it has diamonds of 5 lakh rupees. Prachi looks upset hearing him. She thinks it is good that Mihika, Divya and Ranbir are not here. Ranbir walking in the mall looking for Prachi. Mihika and Divya are looking for him. Mihika asks her to stop and asks her to see at other side while she checks here. Ranbir thinks where did Prachi go, she wants to give me tension. Mihika sees Ranbir and thinks she shall not call him, but rather go to him. The media asks Inspector about his strategy to catch them. Inspector says it will be too early to discuss our strategy. He says last time Shera got all the info because of live streaming of news. The reporter says they will not have live stream this time. Shera calls Inspector and tells that he had told that he will not kill the person if the person is innocent, but someone is not innocent here and has hurt my ego. He looks at Prachi. He tells Inspector, you knows how much people I have killed. He says this time I will settle scores. Inspector says I am giving you last chance to mend your ways. Shera says you will give me last chance and advises him to go and let him loot what he wants. He asks him to stop his nonsense and let him do his work. The robbers bring the manager there. Shera asks where is the key. Manager looks on afraid and folds his hands. Pallavi and Dida see Ranbir. Pallavi calls him. Ranbir looks at her. Pallavi comes to him and holds his cheeks. Ranbir hugs Pallavi. Mihika is coming there and Mayank holds her and keeps his hand on her mouth. She sees Ranbir hugging Pallavi. Shera asks manager to give the keys. Manager says he doesn't have the keys. Shera beats him. Prachi asks him not to beat him. Shera asks her to be quiet. He asks the manager to give keys. Manager says he doesn't have. Shera asks the robber to kill him. The robber asks manager and then shoots. He then laughs and tells that his aim is not missed, just giving him a chance. Manager says key is wrapped in the cloth and kept in the drawer in clothes shop. Shera asks the robber to take him and bring the keys and all the precious valuables. He asks him to take Prachi also, and call him if they do any drama, then he will kill her family. Robber says if her family acts smart then. Shera says then I will kill them. Pallavi tells Ranbir that she always missed him, and her time, breath and everything had stopped. She asks if you are fine. Ranbir says yes and asks her to hide for now, as this place is not safe. Dida asks Ranbir to come to her. Ranbir hugs her. Dida says I have seen you with Prachi, and asks what is going on. Ranbir asks her not to tell anyone. He gives swear to Pallavi asking her not to come behind him. Dida asks Pallavi not to think anything, just think that her son has hugged her. She asks her to come with her. Mihika asks Mayank what is his problem and asks him to stay away from her. She says if you touch me again then nobody will be bad than me. Mayank asks then what will you do? He holds her hand tightly. Mihika asks have you gone mad? Mayank asks how can you hate me, and running away from me, pushing me. I was your love, why you are changed, but I am still the same and loves you the same, and will not let you go away from me. Mihika asks him to leave her, and says she is saying this for the last time. Mayank refuses to leave her hand. Mihika bites on his neck. Mayank pushes her and slaps her. Mihika slaps him twice. She takes the hanger and hits him. He hits her repeatedly with the same hanger. Ranbir comes there and calls Mihika. Mayank hides his face and runs. Ranbir asks Mihika who was he. Mihika says he was the thief and hit me as I was not giving him the ring. Ranbir asks what is the girl's problem, she was not giving her jewelry and you was not giving the ring. Mihika asks who was she. Ranbir says Prachi. The robber asks manager to think about his wife and children, or family. Other robber asks him to think about his freedom and says everything gets finished with one bullet. Ranbir and Mihika are spotted by the robbers and are made to sit with Akshay and others. Mihika and Ranbir ask where is Prachi and Divya. Akshay says don't know. The robber tells Ranbir that Mangalsutra girl is working for them now. A lady tries to run, while Shera and others try to catch the lady. Ranbir finds the chance and runs away from there. Shera finds him missing and says where he will go. Ashik, Manpreet and Vishaka come to the mall. Manpreet asks Ashik to go inside, and says our kids had come here for shopping. Vishaka also argues. Inspector asks them to go from there and says we will handle. Ashik tells them that they will be freed. Manager gets the keys and opens the jewelry collection store. The robbers steal all the jewelry items and keep them in their bags. The robber then asks Prachi to give her Mangalsutra as the time is up. Prachi refuses to give him Mangalsutra. Ranbir comes there and holds the robber's hand as the latter is about to snatch it. He beats the robbers and tries to run away with Prachi. The robber throws gun at his head and Ranbir loses balance and holds his hand. Prachi gets shocked. Please subscribe, like, comment and share.